Right, so I said I would go through a couple of key features of the Monolith Avantgarde. So I'm going to do that now quite quickly for you. So there's a couple of key standout features, right? You've got this is one of the features I think is an absolute game changer. So your pellet or wood chippings entry. So in other Kamados, the only way in which you can add your wood is by obviously opening up your Kamado and then adding the wood into the ash or into the charcoal that way. But that causes issues because sometimes in the majority of cases you have your deflector plates in, or like in the Kamado Joe, a slow roller. So it's not great because you then have to take that out, take the deflector plates out and add the wood. So what this allows you to do is open up into the charcoal area and then put your wood pellets into this, throw that in like that, and then this little thing here pulls that back, which then releases them into the charcoal, which is ingenious because it means you don't actually have to open up, lose heat or anything, especially when you're doing low and slow. So that to me is just an absolute game changer, and you can close that back up. So the next handy little feature doesn't come standard, by the way. This obviously does on the Avantgarde, but the actual piece of equipment doesn't. So this is for a barbecue guru, which attaches there, which allows you to, obviously it's pretty much like a temperature control, so a fan that will maintain a specific amount of heat. I've never used one, so I don't know how reliable they are. I'm sure they're pretty good given the quality and the price of them, but I mean, I'm pretty standard in that I just hopefully set it and forget it. But that's what that's for, which is pretty cool. Showed you the other day as well. So in the handle, this top quality wooden handle, there's a button here on the side, which obviously if you're cooking at night, then you click that on and you've got LEDs just there, which allow you to see into the barbecue itself. So the actual hinge here is quite exposed, but what I would say is it is high quality. Again, it's not like other models that you've seen. It is air sprung, so I mean it makes it very simple just to lift up. It doesn't have a stay mechanism, but I mean you don't necessarily need that. It stays up, that's all you need, and it stays down. So, but what I would say is, from an engineering perspective, simple and high quality again. I mentioned the other day is this gasket, so it is proper. I'm about to say quality again, but I don't want to keep saying quality. But it's got these clips in it that keeps it in place, which is fantastic. And then again, you've got this molded stainless steel base, so it sits really neat. Now, from reading and talking to other people about this, these gaskets, in some cases, people haven't had to change these even after 3 years, so they're heavy duty. As you can see, there's a little bit of felt around the side, and then you've got the actual gasket, which is pretty cool. The other Kamados, you've got the area there in which to this obviously fits in, and you can remove your ash from inside, easily done, and then straight into the bin. In the box there are lots of different accessories. So you've obviously got your grate here. This is the grate lifter, which is neatly, you just literally slide into the little grooves there and then lift up as and when you need to, moving about, top level, lower level, all that there jazz. So inside the actual system now, you've got three different levels. You've got the top level, middle and bottom, again, where you can obviously put your grates. Then you have this area here for other accessories, such as the fire pot, which I have, but also you can put your deflector plates on either side, which makes it really simple for them to sit on. Alongside your deflector plates, you also get these. I'm not sure what they call them, but pretty class because they're a good enough depth that you could fry things on. You can throw in a sauce, oil, white wine, cook things on those. You've got two of them, which is actually pretty cool when they actually join. So you also have your deflector plates. They come standard too. So deflector plates can go in. You can have, just see, you could have your deflector plates in there, and then you could have, if you really wanted to, one of those there. You could have another grid here for drippings and stuff, and then you could have that one there. So there's just so many different cooking methods and cooking variations with everything that comes with it in the box. One thing I found out on my first cook, which I really love, is, now this is a very small thing that most people probably won't really care about, but if you look at the grate here, so you've got the ring piece here, ring piece, but it actually sits neatly on it and actually overlaps, so it doesn't move. It literally is stuck there. So whenever you're brushing, it won't fall off or won't move over to the side, things like that. So I just really thought it was a really cool idea, because it literally sits on top of it, which is nice. The thing I noticed whenever I was putting this together was my OCD went pretty crazy, because the divider grate of the ash basket is at an angle. So I tried to move it around, and I was like, right, because I like it down the middle to make things nice and neat. But it doesn't go like that. So it's actually there for a reason like this, because if you look, there is your hole for your pellets if you decide to put in for a bit of smoking. So it actually would be hitting this. There's a hole in the actual ash basket as well, as you can see. So that slips in there, which makes that the other reason why the ash basket is like divided that way. Two other handles here which come standard in the box, and that is literally just to fit underneath here if you want to lift the entire whole grid off in one go, which is pretty neat. No faffing around with gloves and stuff, which is good. Okay, so I'm now going to show you the fire pot. Now this doesn't come standard, it is an additional extra, but it is heavy duty, so you can obviously see it can fit in like so. Just rests nicely on that ring. So there's an Allen key, great. So you've got this skillet here, which is cast iron, again pretty heavy. You can use it both sides. You can use it like this, or you can use it like this, which again has a nice depth to it. Inside you've got this little grill grate, which means you can obviously maximise the space. You could have things in the bottom, you could have veg and stuff on top. Effectively it is just an incredible Dutch oven. So I think it's 6.5 litres, which is brilliant. You can cook everything inside and then put the lid on like this. Right, just make sure you can get that on. So again, Monolith have thought of everything when it comes to accessories and how you lift things, and this again is why they come with this. So these are little handles that allow you to remove the lid of this. So again, no gloves required, and it just comes off like that. It's just great, it makes things so simple. Again, and then obviously they just come out like that. Fantastic. Like I've already shown you as well, the lid obviously turns upside down, so you've got a cooking skillet as well, so breakfast and everything is easy. You can do your eggs, mushrooms, all that there jazz. And then you've got obviously two lifting handles here as well, should you want to lift the entire fire pot out. So pretty cool. Aye. One of the things I said about this Monolith, and just the Monolith brand in general, is the accessories that they have is so vast. So I'm hoping to get one of the rotisseries eventually, which would be great because obviously I love rotisserie food, chickens and things like that. Again, it sits inside here, but from what I've seen, there's like little lips in either side which allow for kebabs to be put over the top as well. So they always are thinking of everything, and just it's all about the detail, it's all about the little small things. For me, like that there is a massive bonus. This is obviously a massive bonus for people who like to smoke things. you know, the gasket might be, the light might be with cooking in the dark, especially with our climate in the winter. You know, that's an absolute game changer. For many years I was walking out with a headlight on, so being able to just turn the lights on, and that's just two AA batteries. The detail is just incredible. So I hope that helps. If there's anything specific, let me know. Just before I go, the cart obviously is extra as well. It's again very heavy duty, top quality wheels, and the sides top quality sort of mahogany wood, and that can obviously go up and down as well. So absolutely beautiful unit. Give me a shout if you want anything else answered. Hope that was a quick one for you, and enjoy. Right, so I said I would go through a couple of key features of the Monolith Avantgarde, so I'm going to do that now quite quickly for you. So there's a couple of key standout features, right? You've got, unlike others, this sort of daisy wheel here. Now it doesn't open fully, but it does give you enough of a hole to allow for good significant airflow should you want sort of a high heat and searing opportunity. Into the charcoal area, and then put your wood pellets into this, throw that in like that, and then this little thing here pulls that back, which then releases them into the charcoal, which is ingenious because it means you don't actually have to open up, lose heat or anything, especially when you're doing low and slow. This is one of the features I think is an absolute game changer. So your pellet or wood chippings entry. So in other Kamados, the only way in which you can add your wood is by obviously opening up your Kamado and then adding the wood into the ash or into the charcoal that way. But that causes issues because sometimes, in the majority of cases, you have your deflector plates in, or like in the Kamado Joe, a slow roller. So it's not great because you then have to take that out, take the deflector plates out and add the wood. So what this allows you to do is open up. This is one of the features I think is an absolute game changer. So your pellet or wood chippings entry. So in other Kamados, the only way in which you can add your wood is by obviously opening up your Kamado and then adding the wood into the ash or into the charcoal that way. But that causes issues because sometimes, in the majority of cases, you have your deflector plates in, or like in the Kamado Joe, a slow roller. So it's not great because you then have to take that out, take the deflector plates out and add the wood. So what this allows you to do is open up into the charcoal area, and then put your wood pellets into this, throw that in like that, and then this little thing here pulls that back, which then releases them into the charcoal, which is ingenious because it means you don't actually have to open up, lose heat or anything, especially when you're doing low and slow.